is going on, everybody? I hope you're all having a wonderful day, and we're going to try to do this in one take this time. Usually I do about 10 because I can never seem to get it right. But anyway, before we get started of this driving review of the Chevrolet Avalanche, the 2500, I want to just say a big thanks to everybody who has subscribed. We're up to 253 subscribers, and my Avalanche video, the overview of this one, kind of like I explained, more about, why this truck is really special to me, has a ton of views already, which is insane. I didn't expect it to have that many views. Oh, this is really cool. This is an old, 50s truck right there. You see that? Hopefully you did. But I got you set up kind of in a weird angle, so we're going to make the best of that. But I just can't believe how many, views I have on that first Avalanche video I made. I wasn't expecting that one to do that well, and actually I wasn't quite happy of how I did it. And so far it's got a ton of views, so thank you guys so much. And let's get on to the review of this. So we're sitting in the 2002 Chevy 2500 Avalanche. If you've watched my video before, you know this is the 8.1 liter 496. It's victory red. It's lifted. It's sitting on a 4-inch lift, and as you can hear probably, we have mud terrain tires on, and these are getting kind of worn, so they're getting kind of noisy, but otherwise still a good tire. And so yeah, if you've seen my overview, great. If you haven't, I highly suggest you go over there and check out the overview of this truck. I will put the link in the description box below, so you can go and check that out. Kind of explains more of why this truck's special to me and what mods are done to it. Now, two things I forgot to mention in that overview were actually the side pockets. This truck has some really cool features, as they have these side pockets that sit off to the side of the bed, and they're really deep. They're kind of narrow, but they're really deep. You can fit like a big jug of oil in there, tools. You can do anything with it, and it's pretty cool. It's kind of like if any of you are familiar with the Ram trucks, they have what's called the Ram box. It's a bed length side pocket, I guess. And that's kind of like a predecessor to that. It's pretty cool. It's one of the features I really love about the Avalanche. Another feature I forgot to mention is that this bed will convert into a full 8-foot bed. They actually, the rear seats behind me actually fold down. Noisy truck going by. The rear seats behind me actually fold down flat, and it extends the bed into an 8-foot section bed. Which is pretty neat. You can actually take the rear glass out too, and you can actually fit an ATV in here, which is really awesome. And what's funny too is that they made the bed, if you look, the bed has like ATV tire tracks in it, which is kind of funny, but it's also cool at the same time. So now we got that out of the way, I just wanted to explain that I forgot those two pretty big points actually in the overview. The interior of this generation Avalanche is not that good. The ergonomics are really good. I'm comfortable. The steering wheel's really good, but just kind of it's typical 2000 GM plastics, And it is 2002. It's like 13 years old. So to be honest, it's not that bad. But typical GM hard plastics, from that era. Now the truck interiors that are just amazing. You get into one of these, and then you get to one of the new GM trucks. It's like, whoa, complete difference. As I said in the overview, this did come with the cloth interior. We put these red seat covers on, which have turned pink, which I'm really disappointed with. But other than that, it's actually a really nice interior. It has nice little pockets. Storage space is pretty good. This is a pretty big sized center console. The glove box is pretty good size too. So that is the interior storage space is pretty good on these trucks. The ride quality of this truck is actually really good. It's after we lifted it, the ride quality got way better. It was really weird. We were thinking if you lift it, it's gonna get maybe stiffer or whatever. But since we lifted it and you get more suspension travel, it feels really good, and it doesn't feel harsh. I have all 4 of the Rancho shocks are set to 7 right now, so on the stiffer side, and it's still really comfortable. And it's a great lift kit, and for ride quality and reliability, we've had no issues with it. So yeah, it's been a great suspension setup. Now, what makes this truck just amazing is the engine. It's a 8.1 liter 496 V8. So it's 8.1 liters. It's gigantic. It makes 455 foot-pounds of torque, and I think like 345 horsepower in that range. So it's a torque monster. All this thing does is make torque. But this, if you've ever wanted a muscle car that is a truck, this is the truck to get, because this thing feels like a muscle car from the 60s. The big block, the sound that it makes, it's just an awesome, awesome truck. And it really is actually quite fast. I'll get on it here and I go right here. It gets up and moves. And you know, especially turning these 33s, it gets up and goes. So here. Oh yeah. Yeah, that's almost 60 miles an hour right there. So this thing gets up and goes. That's one thing it does not have an issue with. This truck can tow, as it's set up, 10,100 pounds. It has the 373 rear end gear ratio in it, so it can tow 10,100 pounds. If you have the 410 gear ratio, you can tow, I think it's 12,000 pounds with these trucks. Don't quote me on that, but I'm pretty sure it's close to that with the 410 rear end gear ratio. But with this engine, you can tow, you know, a 30-foot travel trailer, no issue whatsoever. And especially lifted, it had no issues. The 4-inch lift, I would say, be your max to go on a lift kit for one of these trucks. Otherwise, it's too high, and you have issues when towing trailers and stuff. I mean, you can tow a trailer with like a 6 or 7-inch lift, no problem. I just feel, at least in my opinion, I would feel more comfortable at a 4-inch lift. Plus, it keeps all the driveline angles right and stuff. But yeah, 4-inch lift, this thing tows great. You have no issues, no power problems whatsoever with this. This truck currently has 81,615 miles, and it's tight as a drum. It's as tight as GM steering can get. Let's put it this way. We're now going to enter some off-road areas, kind of into where this truck is supposed to be. This truck is, this is off-road, is where this truck's designed to be. We've taken it all over Moab, Utah, sand dunes, trails, and got there towing a camper, went off-road, had a great time, and then hooked the trailer up and towed it back to Colorado. That's what I wanted from this truck, and the truck delivers without an issue. And, you know, we probably spent most of our time when we were in the trips that we did to Moab off-road. And Moab's a pretty harsh environment for trucks, you know. That's where a lot of people go. That's where the Jeep Safari is. This truck handled it like a champ with the lift kit. That's the main important thing when you're doing something like this, is you have to have the right equipment. Otherwise, it just won't work. Oop, mud. So, you know, you just gotta have the right equipment, and I'm happy to say that we chose the right equipment for this truck. I mean, it tows amazing, and that's all I have to say about that. It towed and then goes off-road. You can't ask for a truck to do more than that, and it did just that. This truck does get between 8 and 9 miles to the gallon when you're towing, so it's not the best on fuel economy when you're towing. I mean, you'll go through the 37-gallon tank in like 240 miles, 280 miles when you're towing. So it's not the best there. Around town, we get about 11 to 12 miles to the gallon. So there's actually not a whole lot of difference there in terms of mileage. Yeah, but this has just been a great truck. I just have to say that, you know, it's not a handler. The truck's handling is not that. I mean, look how much I'm turning the steering when we're barely moving. It's not a handler, but trucks are not designed to handle. Otherwise, this truck is just, it's been so good to us, and I highly recommend, if you want to get an Avalanche, look for a 2500, because you will be happy if you get a 2500, because the towing capacity, everything about it is just great. And so yeah, I hope you guys kind of enjoyed this short little driving review. If you want more of this truck, let me know in the comments section below, and I will definitely film some more. This truck is just, I'm off-road, and you know, it's got so much power. Woo! You know, it's so much fun. This is one of those vehicles that's a ton of fun. So yeah, anyway, I hope you guys enjoyed the video. As always, I'm asking for subscribers. We're trying to get to 1,000 subscribers. And so yeah, thank you guys so much for watching. Give it a thumbs up. Go check out the rest of the channel, and I will see you all next time. So thanks for watching, guys. Take it easy. Cruising down the road. See, this is what's great with this truck and the independent front suspension. You can go crazy off-road like this. It just handles it. So much fun. So much fun.